I'm here to address a young man goes by the name River. I love the name. I hear you have a nickname, and that is Rue. I go by a Rue as my character, so I feel like we are connected. Soul brothers, maybe. I would happy to be your godfather, if your father was so kind as to give me that honor. I've met your father, young Rue, and I approve of this man. And I'm here to tell you that you're in good hands. And I like him. I like his mind. I agree with him. I rest well at night knowing that the next generation will not be a total loss because Mark and Rue are there and Rue is coming. And so Rue, when I am old and gray, well, I have no hair, so, well, no, I do have some body hair, so that will be gray too. It already is. I want you to take care of me. And I don't mean emotionally, Rue. I mean financially. I want you to support my life as I die. Now, maybe I've overstepped my bounds there, but I want you to think about it as you're in school, learn all the stuff, get real smart, make a bunch of money, and then help me out. All right? Never forget that, Rue. Hope you're doing well. Mark, you're the man. Bye-bye.
But where I was going with that was with your ability, your creation ability, if you had, I almost know what the answer is going to be. I almost don't want to ask the question, but I'm going to. If you had continued further left, I mean, dude, you'd have like 5 million plus subscribers. And I understand life is not just about that. But I mean, in my opinion, you're probably the best creator around. I haven't seen anyone
Thank you.
as individual as you, like as engaging as you and stuff like that on either side.
Well, I appreciate that. And it's difficult. I don't think people realize creating videos, one video is difficult, creating 10, creating 100, doing it for year after year with no team of writers, with no help, no assistant, no whatever, nothing, no budget. And
Crazy.
To engage people so that they take time out of their lives to listen to whatever the hell you just made, it is mental. It's completely mental. But I appreciate that. I think you're right when you say that I might have a bigger following if I went to one side, but I'd say also the other side. So if I went and, said I was a conservative and I'm everything, I'm a straight down the middle right winger now. Okay.
Yeah. But you could get banned. Like on YouTube bans conservatives. It just does.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I was banned because I wasn't left enough.
Exactly.
I wasn't preaching what you're supposed to preach on race, so I'm banned.
Yeah.
And yeah, the extremities get attention, and also if you just speak the main talking points, you get a larger audience. But I would say that is not within me to do. I've never thought about going to the left. That's interesting, though. I mean, maybe I'd do what the J.K. Rowling did, which is she wrote under a new name to see if she actually was a good writer.
Yes.
And if maybe I start a new channel and just be people would recognize my voice instantly, but
just be like atheism is stoppable.
Exactly. Fuck white people or something like that. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I could do that if I wanted to, but I would be selling my soul. And but put it this way, it's not a formula for success to say be against the far left, but be a sort of traditional 90s liberal guy, like an Obama Democrat, and also be against things on the right, like Trump and gun culture and, religion.
It's absolutely. But it's interesting because on your Patreon, at least, I find, listen, sometimes like I'll be really frustrated. I'm like, oh, I can't believe Biden's done this. Just to let my anger out, because Biden's actions, some of Biden's actions have a big effect on the UK. Like prices of fuel. Like, why has fuel gone up a third? Oh, because Biden stopped, giving competition to the oil market, etc., etc. But that's not the point. The point is that the people on your, and I'm sure that can be debated, the people on your Patreon are very forgiving of things that they're different with you. So when you said, look, I'm not sure whether I'm going to vote yet, but if I do, it probably won't be for Trump, just because I just don't agree with enough of what he's kicking out to vote for him. But I'm also very disappointed with the other side. Most people were pretty, like, okay, dude, fair enough. Some people would be like, oh, I can't believe how you could do that. And that's just emotional fragility. And I can kind of understand that when they see such a difference going on in their lives and their kids' lives. But also with things like there are a lot of religious people on your Patreon.
Oh yeah, a lot.
And they just give you a pass because
because look, if you're going to sit there and bitch at me because I think Biden is a better candidate than Trump, I mean, Trump is a vile dumpster fire he's a piece of shit. He's unqualified on every front. I fucking hate the dude.
Yeah.
But like, I can criticize Biden on a ton of shit too. I didn't want Biden to be the guy.
Yeah.
So like, in the entire primary, I'm going for Andrew Yang. He was the best offered. And that's what it comes down to, is what is being offered. I criticize Andrew Yang on stuff. He's not perfect either. But Biden, yeah, he's a freaking mess. He's, I mean, repugnantly stupid on so many issues, but on some key issues, he's definitely the better choice on some really important issues. So nothing is perfect. And if you want to play team whatever, if am I on your team, how much can I criticize the far left before you view me as a friend or as an asset?
Yeah, that's a fair point.
How many things can we agree upon before it's like, okay, well, maybe I'm not going to purity test this dude.
Yeah.
When I didn't even vote. And by the way, like, I'm from California, so any vote I do is like totally irrelevant.
Yeah, true.
So I didn't vote on any of these things because it doesn't matter. It's a waste of time.
Yeah. I don't know if you'd agree with me or not, but from a relative neutral's point of view, it kind of looks like every institution in America has fully taken up the mantle of woke. The CIA, FBI, universities, lower education, media, I mean, just everything.
Yes, it has been a carpet bombing of racial guilt or racial blackmail. They talk about a racial awakening. No, it's blackmail. This is a hostage situation, and it's a money grab. And that's what it's all leading to, is how can I benefit off of your weakness? So it is very savage, like in nature. If you're a lion and you see some baby wildebeest who's got a limp, that's your lunch. You don't give a shit. That's weakness. I'll take that down. So if you're going to sit there and back down from being prideful of who you are and where you come from, and yeah, race is a part of that, culture is as well, then you're going to be taken advantage of. And that sadly has been the case for so many white people out there. And that's why it's a full-time job kicking them out of the white race and, sending them their official demotion letter, because it's embarrassing. I mean, and it's happened everywhere. Like you're saying, television, movies, commercials, corporate America. Yeah, every institution, totally correct. Probably the military. I mean,
it's definitely the military.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if the membership of the military are quite as sick as the rest of the population, but cops. For example, there are some cops who are not woke they are actually living in reality and they know what is happening on the ground, but they're not sitting there virtue signaling. I mean, some of them did during Black Lives Matter, where they're singing "Kumbaya" and putting up a Black Power fist. I mean, ridiculous.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. You got some friends, haven't you? And you have a friend in the NYPD?
Yeah, NYPD. Brooke, the cop. I got a cop in Baltimore. I got ex-military guys, current military guys. Yeah, there's a lot of people that send me little notes and say thank you and appreciate it. And it's good to see that there are people out there, and there are. I mean, the question is, when is the silent majority going to become loud? When are they going to grow the balls to speak out? And this is not a white and black thing either.
No, it's
black
a woke
people,
and non-woke thing.
Yeah, that's what it is. And that's why you have these weird bedfellows where people on the left, like myself, differentiate ourselves from the far left, which is increasingly taken over because they're that toxic and just poisonous. And
like a virus.
me and right wingers, or even people on the very far left, like Jimmy Dore, they're going on Fox News talking to Tucker Carlson because they both hate TYT.
Do you remember? I was introduced to Jimmy the Dore through you, Jimmy the Tongue.
Right.
Remember Jimmy the Tongue from back in the day?
For sure. His tongue is as jacked up as ever. And he's got a lazy eye. I mean, the guy's a complete coked up mess.
But I have more of a respect for him now than I ever did before, because, the fact that he's calling out Cenk is amazing.
Well, I love it. But this is a perfect point, and this is where I'll stand. One of my future videos, I was about to do a stream on it today, is I'm going to choose sides with TYT, Jank and Anna, and Jimmy Dore. Now, it's well known that I hate all of them. I disagree with all of them on everything. But life isn't about that. It's not binary. It's shades of gray here. The question is, who do I hate more? And the answer is TYT, Jank and Anna. And it's not even because I disagree with them more. It's who they are as human beings. It's what they're willing to do. It's their character that I find to be so disgusting. Jimmy Dore, I couldn't disagree more with this guy on everything from war to just, economic policy to his communist LARPing bullshit. But at least the guy isn't as despicable. He's not the liar that TYT is. He's not the hypocrite that they are. He's not shady. He's not doing the same things that Anna Kasparian's doing. And for me, that makes a huge difference. Disagreement does not mean disdain. And I disdain Anna and Jank. I disagree with them too, but I also find them to be repellent.
Yeah, they're very unlikable people. I mean, Jank's sort of mannerisms and character, like, of course, like everybody knows that one, but just all of the little ones combined with the fact that, what Armenian genocide, and I was a conservative when I was 20 and now I'm like the opposite, and
it's demented.
Like, what sexual harassment? Like, what the frick is going on? As well as being unlikable.
He's trying to say that Jimmy Dore committed sexual harassment. Meanwhile, there's just reams
lining up
of evidence against Jank for the sexual harassment he has done. He has been so gross. He was kicked out of the Justice Democrats for being problematic when it comes to women. He's on record. He thinks women are genetically inferior to men because they don't want to have sex enough to satiate men. I mean, the guy is an absolute gross pig of a guy. And he's so dumb that he just trots out this idea that I'm going to condemn another guy for being sexist. Meanwhile, you're like this famous sexist dude. And, money acquisition too. Like Jimmy Dore points out that Jank and Anna and them, they get corporate money. They get investment money, millions of dollars.
Yeah.
And yet they still fleece their audience and pretend like they're in some World War III scenario. Like, the fascists are coming. You got to send us all your money. And they do it day after day. Emails are sent out every day begging their audience for money. Meanwhile, Jimmy Dore doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. And that is an ethical difference. That is a character difference. That has nothing to do with an issue. That's just who you are and how you operate. And so I look at these two people, and I'm no fan of Jimmy Dore, but I much prefer him to Jank and Anna.
Yeah. No, I feel the same way. I just think Jimmy is not really that woke. I mean, like, I know he's very far left, but he openly admits, like, if your political stance is white people suck, men suck, but white people and men come on our side, like, you're not going to do very well.
No.
And it's a reasonable point.
Yeah, and the anti-white stuff coming off Jank and Anna these days is just so crazy. It's every day. Yeah, it's wild.
I can't believe more people haven't kind of said, like, okay, we're woke as well, but I mean, this is ridiculous. It's like CNN and Trump. It's every day, all day.
Maybe they have. I mean, I don't think most of these woke children are willing to take the Pepsi challenge, in the sense that I don't think they're willing to even listen to an argument against them in good faith. Like, if they watched any of my videos, you take the average loser who thinks that the Central Park Five are innocent and exonerated, have them watch my video series on that. And it would be an impossibility for them not to understand that they're guilty as shit after watching my videos.
That was an amazing series. Like, that opened up my eyes. Like, I was definitely one of the people that just thought, well, they must be innocent because they gave them $8 million. Like,
but the problem is, this happens time and time again, where it's like people buy into a story, pure propaganda. You talk about the Tulsa race riot. I mean, 98% of the country thinks that was some racist attack against blacks.
Yeah.
It wasn't at all.
Yeah,
And it's incredible. Like, you do the research, it's not hard to figure this shit out. And yet the pattern over and over again, it's like, hey, we got this innocent black guy. No, he wasn't innocent at all. He killed and raped everyone. Like, what is this? And
God,
so
that's another good one.
it's like this. It's like an industry that is formed before my very eyes, which is debunking the never-ending stream of propaganda bullshit coming from the woke left. And it's joyous because the truth, I feel like a guy playing no limit hold'em poker, and I got 2 aces in my hand. I have the winning hand. It's not fair. Like, I mean, how like Christopher Hitchens used to love debate so much that he would debate the other side just for fun.
Yeah.
Like he debate a side that is not even the right side of an issue just because he loved to do it. I am presenting arguments that I know are right. Like I'm some atheist that strolls into some, or no, I'm a round earther and I stroll into a debate with a flat earther. I mean, how concerned am I? Like it doesn't even feel like work. It just feels like, oh, okay, you want me to walk you through this? All right, I'll do it.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I feel like I used this analogy, if that's the right word, the other day. I feel that where we are with the whole woke thing and the people on the far left trying to like correct racial issues is that it's almost like your washing machine breaks down. Your missus tells your father-in-law that the washing machines break down. You fix the washing machine. Your father-in-law comes around on the weekend and says, "Oh, I heard your washing machine broke down," and he starts taking it apart. And you're like, "No, dude, it's all right. I fixed it." He's like, "No, let me have a look at the washing machine." You're like, "No, I've already fixed it." And he's, balls deep in screwdrivers and spanners, and you're like, I already fixed it. Like, you're just making it worse again. I feel like that's where we are today. Like, we had done a lot to try and remedy various situations, and like the wounds are now being opened up when they were healing. I don't give a crap what anyone says. 100% they were healing.
Yes, for sure. I agree. But look at your analogy there. If someone comes in and says, you got a problem with, the pipes in your place, and you're like, no, we don't have a problem with the pipes. They're doing fine. No, you got a problem. It's going to cost you 3,000 pounds to fix this. There's a reason that they're reopening these wounds, and it is money, and it is power, and it's social points, and it's personal gain. So why do you think the word slavery is being discussed on the lips of millions of people in this world today? It'll be on the mind. It'll be written. Someone right now is writing the word slavery. Why? Am I going to spend tomorrow thinking about the bubonic plague? No, but Devon, there's generational impact from the bubonic plague. It's like, some people died and they lost wealth, and then that passed on. And it's like all the survivors of the bubonic plague, they have generational trauma. So let's talk about it every day. No. What a utter colossal waste of time. So, it is beyond aggravating, but go back to that. Like, think of all of the books written, all of the studies done, trying to dissect the human mind. What is it to be human? What are human characteristics that we know to be true? None of this shit is new. This is all greed. It's all selfishness. It's all just a power grab from flawed people. Shakespeare knew this stuff. All the great writers of yesteryear. None of this shit is new. And yet we have each generation popping in thinking, oh, look, we're the stewards of the planet now. This is our world. We're creating history. Look, here's me with a black and white photo. They're waking up reading a history book going, oh my God, slavery was a thing. Let's condemn it. Like, they have no conception. They are selfish, spoiled brats. And my message to most of the free world is you're not special. There are people who are special. That Chinese acrobat who can twist her body in half with Cirque du Soleil, she's special. Magnus Carlsen's special. Conor McGregor special. You're not. You're not. And especially not for the reasons you're stating. So I think most people, you have every right to be irritated, every right to be concerned, every right to think that the ship is going off course, because it is. And that's putting it lightly. You might be more apt to say the ship has already hit the iceberg and we're just listening. The internet is the violin players as the ship is sinking.
Oh, Jesus, please, really?
I mean, it's hyperbolic, but barely.
Yeah. Do you know what, though? I kind of think you're right. I mean, it's a difficult situation. I don't want to go too deep into that side of things, but I think you're probably more right than you are wrong anyway. So if I had to ask you one thing that you would say to give people hope.
Hope.
Yeah, give people hope.
Hope
What
and
would you say?
change. Vote
Hope and
for Obama.
change.
A third term for Obama. No, hope and change. I would say, like I said, we're having the pocket aces. Being right still matters.
Mm.
Reality still matters. The truth still matters. So I would say use that as the awesome bazooka that it is. It's not a minor thing that these people are all completely wrong and immoral and racist. So I would say over the stretch of time, that reality, the discomfort of the fact that these narratives are in the mainstream and yet we know them to be false. I don't think that's sustainable in the big picture long term. Now, I think it's going to take some brute force to show people that they're wrong and prove it to them, but change comes slow. And I think that eventually there will be a shifting tide back towards sanity. Because what other choice do we have? And look, I'm not saying all people will be saved and will see the error of their ways, but I think there will be a critical mass of people not just knowing that they're witnessing insanity, but willing to speak up about it. And those people will come together and they'll form their own economies and support each other so that essentially they'll have fuck you money. I'm not saying they'll all be rich. I'm saying the threat of them being canceled for being heretical in a woke culture will not carry the same impact that it once did.
Mm.
I don't think we're there yet, but I think that is in our future.
Yeah. Okay. Who is of all the people you've spoken to, because you've spoken to people like all over the place, Jesse Lee Peterson, Jared Taylor. Was there anyone that you've spoken to that was very different to how you thought they would be? They kind of surprised you.
I would say probably Richard Spencer.
Right.
Talking to Richard Spencer, not the public conversation we had on his podcast, but on the private conversation we had, I was tickled by how that went, and it didn't go as I expected. So I sort of thought that he was more normal. Like I thought he was more reasonable in his positions. But even behind closed doors and in private, some of the thoughts he expressed to me were completely extreme and radical.
Right.
And like, there was a leaked thing of him sort of shouting some
Oh yeah.
really awful stuff. And it was like, I thought it
Having a
was kind of
hissy fit.
right. I thought he was joking or just being melodramatic or something. Not joking, but being an extreme, angry version of himself. But it really, I think he really is kind of, what's the word? I mean, extreme. Like he is an extreme guy. And I thought for sure he was somewhere else on the spectrum of things.
Yeah.
But apparently not. Like apparently he's just like, he's hanging
This is
around.
crazy.
I mean, he's getting into like ancient Viking symbols and like, he's doing, let's form a new religion. Let's have a renaissance of Rome. Let's,
really?
yeah, he's doing, he's doing that stuff. So I was a bit surprised with that. Not that I was expecting to be BFFs with Richard Spencer, but yeah. And I would say people I've talked to that I'm surprised by, I'm mildly surprised that TJ is as retarded as he is. I would have I would have thought that he would have grown up at some point in his stupid
I
man-child
feel
life.
like that. I feel the same.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
I thought at some point he would be like, okay, because what is he now? Like 36 or something? And I thought he would just put it to one side and be like, okay, look, I'm still left wing, but some of that stuff is freaking ridiculous.
I know. Instead, he went the other direction, which is just baffling. But then again, this is a man who sticks bananas up his ass for pleasure. And it's like,
Yep.
At no point have I looked at a piece of fruit and thought, can I put that in my ass? Like, aside from a grape, obviously a grape. I mean, that's just recreational fun.
Yeah. Who doesn't do that?
Right. Well, the only vegetable that's going to pass through my ass is corn, and I don't even have a choice in that.
The right way.
Yeah, exit only.
Correct direction. Yeah. What made you speak to Jesse Lee? I actually find Jesse Lee very entertaining. I know that he is slightly crazy.
Yeah.
But he's also, like say out of me and him, he's also the African American that lived on a plantation, and I wasn't.
Yeah, no, he's an interesting guy. I have respect for him. And again, this goes back to disagreement does not equal disdain.
Right.
So I disagree with him, but on some things, on other things, I agree with him. So that's the complexity in which we live. And I also think as a character, well, he is a character, but his character is commendable. I think he works hard. He cares about what he talks about. He he seems like a moral guy. He's not some criminal psycho. So yeah, he's wild. Yeah, he's funny. But that's why I treated him with respect, and he treated me with a similar amount of respect. And the same thing with Gavin McInnes. And everyone at Censored TV that I work with loosely.
Yeah.
If you treat someone with respect, you're going to get it back. And again, this has nothing to do with your policy stances on things, and it shouldn't. There's a whole different realm. I think people just lose track of that. They've lost track of the score, of how to keep score on moral behavior. And don't forget, I'm an Eagle Scout here. I'm an Eagle Scout who's straight edge. I had my first drink when I was 21. Never done hard drugs in my life, marijuana, none of that shit. I got a contact high when I visited Phil Anselmo, but
a contact high.
Yeah, I mean, you're not getting out of that house without ingesting something.
Oh yeah, because you obviously are friends with Phil Anselmo.
Yeah, he's my boy, and we stay in touch. Emailed him yesterday, today. I mean, if there's a message from Phil in my inbox, it's like that's a normal day. So yeah, no, we chat all the time.
Yeah, I saw one video you did with him where you were at his house playing football.
Yeah, we throw the football around. He loves himself some football. Not even during the season, off season. He's studying.
And I was just thinking that's Devon playing football with Phil Anselmo.
Yeah, he did a concert the other night, and he's like, I mean, it's really weird having a millionaire friend. And he goes, yeah, I just did a live stream. It's had a good night. I thought we sounded pretty good. Early numbers coming in. I think I made about 350,000 so far, but we don't know. It's going to trickle in.
Jesus.
And I'm just sitting there going, how long would it take you to make $350,000? Like, holy shit.
10 lifetimes.
And it's like, what are we going to do with that money, Phil? Like, I know you see, because he doesn't have some extravagant lifestyle. Like, he lives out in the middle of nowhere, and he has everything. He's got the house. He's got the car.
He's already got it. Yeah.
What do you want to do? Like, get another house? Like, what is it?
To me, Phil.
Exactly. Fund our projects.
Yeah. Oh man, can you imagine what you two could do together?
Oh, God, that'd be great. I mean, what's crazy is like he got sort of busted and shamed for an outburst he had, which was a joke taken out of context. But
I heard something like that, but I just palmed it off because I was like, it's Phil. Like, he can't be that bad.
Right. So in the middle of some drunken stupor, he's fucking with some people in the audience talking about white power and just to mess with them. And he gets shamed and he puts out the apologies and, oh my God, and Phil has millions of black friends. I mean, this guy's, black sexual partners. Like, I mean, he's from New Orleans, for God's sake. So yes, he's upset about black crime and whatnot, but he's not taking that. You don't say black crime exists, therefore fuck all the blacks. I mean, that's racism. That's retarded.
Yeah.
You can do more than one thing at a time. And so it's just interesting because when that happened, it was like a novel thing. Like, oh, look at this white guy who thinks he's rich and famous. Let's take him down. Isn't he a good scapegoat? And then since then, almost every white person in the world has been called a racist, publicly or privately.
Yeah.
Like it has happened. And so now we're all in the same boat, and it doesn't have the same power. It's been watered down to a ridiculous degree.
It's the boy that cried wolf, isn't it? Like, after a certain amount of times, like if 10 years ago somebody said your neighbor's a racist, I'd be like, oh, hope I don't bump into him. Must be a proper knob. And now if someone's like, your neighbor's a racist, I'll be like, says who?
I know, and they do this with other stuff too, like the Nazi slur, but also the pedophilia. So pedophilia is a specific thing, And
Mm.
really, they're trying to call Matt Gaetz a pedophile, this congressman who
We were
may
talking
have,
about that yesterday. Yeah.
yeah, he may have been with a 17-and-a-half-year-old who didn't announce that she was 17 and a half. And, you know, like, to call that pedophilia,
It's ridiculous.
it,
Like
it
in
is, it's an
most of the
insult.
world, that's a year and a half
Exactly.
legal.
Of course. And to try to sex shame the guy coming from the left. So these far
Yeah.
leftists they're the same
Jesus.
people that want drag time, happy hour, story
Yeah.
time, whatever. And they're the ones going, "Oh, you paid a chick for sex? That's fucking vile. Isn't that against God or something?" Like, what are you doing? Who cares that he had sex with some chick? And who cares that she was 17 and a half? By the way, if she was 17 and a half, that's on her for not announcing it. You
Yeah.
bet your ass she didn't announce that.
It's just such hypocrisy. I cease, like this expression, my grandparents used to say this. I cease to be amazed anymore.
Right.
Like I am
You'll,
no longer surprised at the utter hypocrisy.
you'll get a guy like Vosh condemning Matt Gaetz for paying a 17-and-a-half-year-old for sex. Meanwhile, he's sucking horse dick, literally. Like, it's like
Jesus
he
Christ.
advocates for that. Like, Cenk Uygur, remember Cenk Uygur advocates for
Yeah,
bestiality, and he's
I remember
bitching
that.
about Jimmy Dore for commenting on the inappropriate short skirt Anna Kasparian was wearing 7 years ago. You literally want to legalize fucking horses.
Yeah.
So, my God, I didn't think we'd delve
Sorry,
into that
go on.
topic. No, go ahead.
Yeah, that was a wonderful tangent. I was just wondering, I don't know if you would have to be prepared or somewhat drunk to give us a amazing Jenk impression.
Oh God.
I don't mean to put you on the spot.
I might put it this way. Watch my next video. Go over to Censor
Okay.
TV, AIU, because I'm going to be covering a 30-minute Jenk video, and I definitely will be doing that impression.
Okay.
He tries to white knight Anna, and he's such a doofus. It would. I don't know. Like, I just hope the karma train comes for him. Like, I
Yeah,
feel
but
like
you
there's a
know it won't.
scandal. I know, but I feel like there's another scandal waiting. I feel like he's like the next guy to be canceled. And I mean really canceled. I mean his show is over canceled.
But doesn't it often happen to the good people and never the bad people? It's
Typically,
like
but
cancer.
he's got more enemies now. Like, he's going up against, he's got a two-front war that he's fighting now. And the ratings are dipping, desperation sinking in.
That's true.
I don't, he isn't what he thinks he is. And neither is TYT. And I just feel like, I don't know if people know this, but these fucking grifters, they come into my city. I take it personal that they operate out of Los Angeles. Like I said at the beginning, I'm an LA guy.
Yeah, born and bred.
If TYT was some other place, Canadian or Florida, like, I wouldn't have the same anger. Like, I know where their studio is. I've been there. I used to work a couple blocks away. Like, I have memories from all of the spots. Like, I know all about it. Cenk is such a pompous bitch. Remember when he tries to run for Congress? He fails miserably.
Oh my God, those videos were incredible.
Yeah, he gets his ass kicked by a UCLA graduate woman, and he raises $1 million, just wastes $1 million from his fans, and he says, "Oh, I'm going to move into the Antelope Valley. Why? Because that's my district. I really care about the people over there. Trust me, we're shopping for houses. Guess where he's living right now? He's not living out there. That was all a bullshit lie.
Of course it was.
Yeah, the guy's a carpetbagger. He's a scumbag. He's a liar. He's a fucking buffoon."
And he calls people out for it
I know.
freaking pisses me off. He calls people out for carpetbagging, and then he does exactly the same thing.
And he trots out there on his show, spits anti-white racism, increases the racial divide, and anti-cop bigotry, which leads to the murder of cops. His own fans go out and kill cops. This guy has blood on his hands. He is a total stain on the landscape, and I just find it gleeful to bash on him regularly. Like, it's just such an honor. Like, someone should do it, and I'll do it.
You've done a freaking stellar job for the last 6 or 7 years.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, it's been an utter pleasure having you, and I felt like, because of some of the topics of your video and us talking about, the modern day culture and whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. I just wanted to quote to you a poem from a gentleman that recently performed on BET.
Okay.
Okay. For I go broke like joke. F with that dog like Vic. Woof. Not that rock, that pit. Palm angels down to my sock. Can't hold my Glock, reason I don't really like that ish. N-word I don't. Young turned N-word. Can't wife no bitch. Excuse my French, don't like no bitch. Limo tinted all 5 of my cars. Yeah, I have it hard. Seen my bitch broke bad. I ain't got a heart. Skirt, yeah, that's us. Two-tone AP, yeah, I'm just bustin'. Got the head from her. I ain't even try. Wanna fuck? Fuck her. Fuck you. Why? Slut by. Fuck on. So yeah, I just wondered like what you think about the modern culture for young African Americans.
I think, well, first of all, I'm deeply moved by what you just presented, and I recognize the brilliance of that performance art.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't think people, I mean, in all seriousness, I don't think people around the world who don't live in significantly black parts of America, or anywhere for that matter, I don't think they realize just how crazy it is, just how repugnant that culture is. Not all of it, but the bad part, it is a complete disaster. And it's not just that it's bad now, it's that every subsequent generation, every year, it has the future is looking so grim. This problem is not getting better, it's getting worse.
Yeah.
And so if you think it's bad now, check back in 2 years, check back in 5. This problem is not going away. I've said it before, I've trademarked it. Slavery was a mistake. All right? Should never have happened. And it's unnatural what we're seeing here. The reaction to it has been abysmal by white America, and that has spilled over into the world. There's weakness everywhere. And if you think that you have strength in you, if you think you're a guy that, if called upon to become the greatest generation, to fight some war, to be in some battle, the war has already started. Choose your side, be on the right side, exhibit strength, get in the foxhole, be a man, wake up. This all matters, it all counts, and you cannot be silent without me knowing about it. I'll know if you're silent, and you'll know, and that's the important part. Try to impress yourself and join the fight, because I'm in it and I'm not going anywhere. So I'm Jon Snow. I've pulled out my broadsword. I'm like Jon Snow, but way taller with a bigger dick. And I'm running straight towards, who was that? I forget the character's name, the dude who chopped off dicks. The Battle of the Bastards is what I'm talking about. Get in there. I need the company. This fight will last for multiple years. So you might as well do it now.
That was amazing.
Thanks for having me, man. I really enjoyed it. A real pleasure, a breath of fresh air, and always an honor to have someone care about you in any way or your work. And so I really appreciate it.
No, it's absolutely my pleasure. I'm sure some of your fans, especially the ones that, because obviously you had hundreds of thousands, or even if it's like 100,000 and then 130,000 or whatever, you've got a lot of fans that probably couldn't go elsewhere or just didn't go, away from the free stuff. And I know that some of those people will occasionally type in your name. So even though this is new, can you just tell people where you are available and sort of roughly how much it would be and any discounts or anything?
Sure. So yeah, if you go to censored.tv, there is a channel, Gavin McInnes, a bunch of other people on there, and quality stuff. Come check me out. All my videos go up there. And if you use AIU as the promo code, you get a discount. And that's the only way I get paid. If you don't put AIU in for the coupon code, Gavin makes more money, and he's already a multimillionaire. So like, fuck that. And then my Patreon, all my patrons get all my videos too. If you want to go that route, that's patreon.com/atheism. And it has been for many years. So I keep cranking out videos. I don't have the audience I once had. That's a shame. I don't have the ability to grow like I used to. There are no algorithms working on my side. I get banned from every social media thing I try to build. So it's a grind and it's difficult, but I'm thankful for the people that have put their money where their mouth is and actually support work that they value, because, I don't have corporate sponsorship. I can't go back to corporate America. I can't get a regular job. My name is tar. It got smeared by all the fucking losers out there. So I'm in it to win it, my people, and I do rely on my audience, which is incredible. I mean, I'm living a dream job scenario here, and I'm aware of it. So I don't take that lightly, and I try to capitalize on it and make the most out of this glorious opportunity that has been given to me somehow. This was never the plan, but I find myself here, and I'm trying my best. So yeah, I got some new videos on the way. Come check them out. Stay tuned.
It's I would just say to people, it is by far and away the best content that I have ever seen. I'm not saying that to blow smoke. It is like every video. I don't know how you do it. Like the quality, you could just tell must take a long time. And most of these videos are not 5 minutes. They're 40 minutes average, I reckon.
Dude, I did a video that was like 15 minutes a while back, and people were like, "What the fuck? It's over?"
Yeah.
It's like, what? I just made a 50. Do you know the normal news segment or the normal like sketch? Like these things are short. Like we live in a super immediate world. But yeah, I mean, I do a lot of work on this stuff. I do put in everything. I try to make it entertaining, and give it a shot. What do you have to lose aside from all of your money? No, I'm just kidding. It's pretty cheap. It's fine.
So Patreon and Censored TV. And are you back on Twitter at all?
I am on Twitter, and I have a new account. I think I have a couple hundred followers. It's Devon Tracey. ITS Devon Tracey. Devon with an O, Tracey with an EY. It's Devon Tracey.
And you still have Discord? You've got the Discord, haven't you?
I do. You can go to atheismisunstoppable.com, and there's an invite to the Discord, or in the link of any video I post, there's a link to the Discord. Actually, I have a web channel, a YouTube channel called For Your Eyes Only, and there's a picture of the professional Leon with Matilda, and that's my teaser channel. So I post all my stuff there. But yeah, do a search for it. You can find it, and I'll be around. I know that you have downtime. I know you got to do the laundry. I know you got to commute to work. I know you got to run on the treadmill. And when you are, I'll be in that ear, and I'll be planting my seed, and I will have ear babies with you.
And Tracey Remix as well. Definitely check out that channel.
Please do.
Alrighty. Devon, it's been an absolute pleasure.
Awesome. You're the best, man. Super
Thanks,
fun.
buddy.
We'll do it again.
Take care.
Winston stopped writing, partly because he was suffering from cramp. He did not know what had made him pour out this stream of rubbish.